Hi, Erickson Library patrons. I'm back with another installment of Whatcha Readin' Wednesday, and this week is a special Thanksgiving edition. Since most of us won't be traveling this Thanksgiving, I thought it would be really nice if we reviewed some books that took us on epic journeys, road trips, so at least we can feel like we traveled somewhere. That's the great thing about books, and when you get engrossed in a book, it can just take you miles away. So, the first one up is An Abundance of Katherines by John Green, who is a very popular author that we probably know, or you might know, from A Fault in Our Stars, which I absolutely loved. I have not read this one yet, but I believe it has been turned into a show as well, so you might want to check that out. But of course, read the book first. 19 Katherines and Counting. When it comes to relationships, Colin Singleton's type is girls named Catherine. And when it comes to girls named Catherine, Colin is always getting dumped. 19 times to be exact. On a road trip miles from home, this anagram-happy, washed-up child protege has $10,000 in his pocket, a bloodthirsty feral hog on his trail, and an overweight, Judge Judy-loving best friend riding shotgun, but no Katherines. Colin is on a mission to prove the theorem of underlying Catherine predictability, which he hopes will predict the future of any relationship, avenge dumpies everywhere, and may finally win him, the girl. An Abundance of Katherines. Next up, we have The Land of 10,000 Madonnas, and it's by Kate Hatmayer. And which would you choose? A long, quiet life or a short, heroic one? Jesse Serrano has always been drawn to this question, but he's never really had a choice. He's known since birth that a hole in his heart would render his life a short one, whether he likes it or not. As his dying wish, Jesse sends his cousin's best friend and girlfriend on a trip across Europe, a mysterious mission that seems more harebrained with every leg of the journey. Following Jesse's vague instructions, they trek across the continent, unsure if they should be basking in a backpacking trip before heading off to college or searching for something deeper. The Land of 10,000 Madonnas. Hope you'll check it out. Next up, this is on my to-read list. I'm really excited to read this. It's called Royally Lost by Angie Stanton. What would it be like to fall in love with a prince? Dragged on a family trip to Europe's ancient cities, Becca wants nothing more than to go home. Trapped with her emotionally distant father, overeager stepmother, and a brother who only wants to hook up with European hotties, Becca is miserable. That is, until she meets Nikolai, a guy as mysterious as he is handsome, and she unknowingly finds herself with a runaway prince. Royally Lost. Rules of the Road by Joan Boyer, and she is this is winner of the Los Angeles Times Book Prize. The Trip of a Lifetime. Jenna Bowler can sell anybody anything. She's the best employee at her branch of Gladstone's Shoes, but her family problems are harder to handle. And there are times when Jenna wishes she could just take a break. So when Madeline Gladstone, the elderly president of Gladstone's Shoe Stores, hires Jenna as her chauffeur for the summer, Jenna leaps right into the driver's seat. And that begins a cross-country adventure where she and Mrs. Gladstone learn a lot about the rules of the road and the rules of life. Sounds like a lot of fun. 11 Things I Promised by Catherine Clark. 17-year-old Frances wouldn't describe herself as adventurous. She certainly isn't the type of person who would sleep under the stars or bleach her hair or have a truly epic kiss, until now. For the next week, Frances will be away from home, competing in a bike race with friends from her high school. But while her teammates are determined to get first place, Frances has another goal. Before she crosses the finish line, she will have done every single thing on the fix-it list. 10 crazy, totally out of character ideas her best friend Stella came up with to make the ride unforgettable. 11 Things I Promised. All right, and this one is called Take Me There by Cara Lee Dean. On the run and headed nowhere fast. Dylan has a bad boy past and a criminal record. He knows that rich, beautiful Jess is way too good for him, but she has always been the one person who sees through his tough exterior and straight to his heart. And he has been hopelessly in love with her from the first time they met. He would change his life for a chance with her. But trouble follows Dylan wherever he goes, and a deadly mistake soon forces him to hit the road and leave his dreams behind. He's on the run and in search of answers to questions he wishes that he had never asked. Take Me There by Carolee Dean. And last up, we have, I love the cover on this one. It's called The Radiant Road by Catherine Catmull, and she is the author of Summer and Bird. Claire MacDonald has lived all her life with an awareness of the strange. Tales of fairies and magic making told to her by her mother, who died years ago. No longer a child, Claire has learned to suppress the magic that haunted the corners of her life, to say the word fairy with the appropriate disbelief. But after years of living in America, Claire and her father returned to Ireland, to the house that Claire was born in, a house built to a hillside with an ancient tree for a wall. For Claire, the house is not only full of memories of her mother, but of the strange and mysterious boy with raven dark hair, and of dreamlike nights filled with stars and magic. In this place, magic both bright and dark will not sit quietly in a corner. The Radiant Road. So I hope that you will contact us to put some of those books on hold and take a road trip of your own. It's always fun to get lost in a book. And speaking of that, next week, December the 3rd, I am starting a Choose Your Own Adventure book club. And it is open to all ages, so anyone who wants to join in is welcome. I know that I grew up on the Choose Your Own Adventure books, so I'm excited to once again delve into them. And what we'll be doing is I'll be reading a Choose Your Own Adventure book on Zoom. And then as a group, we will decide what decisions to make, and we will learn our fate. And if we can't all decide, if it's an uneven vote, then we will flip a coin. And I guess may the odds be ever in our favor. I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. Take care. Bye-bye.